Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Serena. Thank you for joining me here today on this lovely weekend. It's been freezing here in Virginia, and it's warmed up a little bit, and by I mean a little bit, I think it's like just now 40 degrees. We caught like the tail end of this polar vortex, and it's just been so cold, and I have not been motivated to do anything, but yet here I am in front of the camera today. I woke up feeling really good. I was like, hey, let me film something. So last night, I wandered into Ulta. You know, I have no business being in there. And something dropped in the stores yesterday, at least to my knowledge, that I saw for the first time. And it was the Morphe foundation. And I've seen a whole bunch of online reviews. I've seen videos. I've heard people talk about it. And I was like, you know, you never really know if a product is going to work for you unless you try it. So with all of the mixed reviews of this foundation, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and just give it a chance myself. I think it did drop a couple of weeks ago, but again, that was just online, and there's not a Morphe store near me. Not yet. I think they're opening one in Tyson's in like the spring. It said spring 2019, so we're gonna see if that's gonna happen. But I don't like to order foundation online because I don't know the texture of it. I don't know exact shade match, and I'm not trying to buy 3 different foundations just to find the right shade. You know, I don't have time for that. So I was like, you know what, I can wait till it comes in the stores. I totally forgot, just wandered in there yesterday, and voila, there it was. So I got the shade 4.8. So actually, let me, before I tell you guys my shade, so let's scoot back and give you a little bit of background. So Morphe launched 60 foundation shades, which is a lot. I think the closest may be Fenty, and they just added an additional 10. So they're at 50 shades right now. But Morphe has 60 foundation shades along with 31 colors of concealer and 15 setting powder shades. That's a lot. And with that, I understand they're trying to cover the board and touch the masses. But it's kind of like if you have too many, I don't know if you may like repeat some colors, you may get undertones that don't really exist. I've seen like olive colors, or I've seen completely gray, I've seen orange. So with that, it's kind of like you could have saved, you know, quality over quantity. There we go. You don't need that many shades, but I mean, if that shade works for everyone, sure. So with 60 foundation shades, 31 concealer shades, and 15 setting powder shades, that being said, that is a lot. But I found my shade in the foundation. So I'm the shade F4.80, and I'm assuming the F is fluidity. And it is a full coverage foundation, and it is matte. So if you have dry skin, this may or may not work for you. I guess it just all depends on your primer and all kinds of setting spray, or how you handle your foundation after you put on, you know what I mean? So concealer, all that good stuff. So the, what is this? Primer, that part. The primer that I like to start with is this Tatcha. It's the Silk Canvas, and I just recently got this. You see, this is the little baby one because that was affordable. The giant one is like $55, and we weren't doing all that. So I'm gonna start with the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I think that's the name of it. Yes, Silk Canvas. I'm just gonna dab a little bit on my finger. And what I did notice about this, and with most primers, if you put too much on and if you rub it in, it starts to kind of peel off. And so I do not want to get to that point. So just a little bit goes a long way. And yes, I did go ahead and do my eyes before, because I absolutely hate doing my eyes after my foundation, just because I don't know, or I don't want any eyeshadow to fall on my eyes. And I did my brows ahead of time because brows before foundation gang is here. Gang. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this on the back of, actually let's dab it on my face. So it comes in this little container, and it is matte, it's seems like, yeah, so this is definitely, if you travel a lot, you can throw this in your carry-on. It's only 1 fluid ounce, and it was $18, which is pretty affordable. Yeah, that's probably the most, it's like a step above drugstore, but it's right in between, you know, anything more name brand-ish. So I'm just going to go ahead and dab this on the back of my hand, and that was probably way too much. So there you go. And I also got a beauty blender for the first time yesterday. I've always used the Real Techniques beauty sponges, but I was like, you know what, let me just suck it up and buy a beauty blender. So this pretty, it's so cute, it's squishy too. It was so tiny, and then I put water on it and it like expanded. And y'all are probably like, duh, we knew that. So I'm just gonna dab that and go ahead and start on my cheek. And the way they had their foundation too was like different. I've never seen it. So there were 5 levels to it. So the setup they had in the store, so there's 5 levels. The lightest one is number 1, darkest is number 5. And within those 5, there were 3 different sections. So there was a rich undertone, a warm, and then a neutral for every shade. So I was 4.8, and this was the neutral one. So 4.7 was very rich. It was a really red undertone. And then 4.9 was like very yellowish. Yeah. So I was in between 4.9 and 4.8, and 4.8 worked the best for me. Yeah, because 4.9, I was like, oh, this is a little too yellow. And 4.7, I was like, I have a little bit of red, but that's like red bone-ish. So I'm going to put a little bit on. So far, I like the way it goes on, but I do need to add a little bit more because I can still see some dark spots right here on my cheek. So this is my second little squeeze. Hopefully that'll get the job. I like it. So it is, like, I can see it's like matte already, but it's not drying. I've had other foundations that are like super matte, and it's so matte it feels drying, and it made my face feel really tight, and it was a very uncomfortable feeling. So I am really liking this formula. Okay, so I'm just kind of make sure I'm getting everything and make sure everything is blended in well. So next I'm going to apply concealer. I did not get the Morphe concealer just because I have so many other concealers that I actually need to like use and get through. You know, I'm trying to be resourceful in 2019 and just use what I already have. So I'm just going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm the shade Truffle, and this is medium dark. I don't know if Morphe said how long this foundation is supposed to last, because you know some foundations where they're like 12 hours or, well, I hope it'll be longer than 12 hours, like maybe 14 or like 24, but I never like to wear my makeup for like a full 24 hours. That's ridiculous. Maybe like 12 or like 14, 16. I'm just trying to think of like an average work day, and then you come home if you want to go to the store. So something that'll last. I don't want my foundation to be like giving up on me by the end of the day, but I also don't need to have my makeup on for that long too, if that makes sense. So I'm still going to take this beauty blender, and I'm going to take the pointy end and go ahead and blend in the concealer. And so far it looks like it's blending in really well. Like it really works really well with this concealer. And again, this is the NARS. I did not get the Morphe concealer because I am trying to use what I already have. So the NARS concealer always works amazing for me, and it's super creamy, which I love creamy concealers. Okay, so that looks good. And with it being full coverage, it doesn't look cakey or feel cakey, which I really do appreciate. So I know some foundations think, okay, if it's full coverage, then it has to look like your face was really caked and painted on. But no, this feels really good and really light too. And it looks like I can still see like my blemishes through, which I kind of appreciate. So I don't need something that's going to make me look like I'm just a walking Facetune ad. I would still like to see a little bit of my skin under, and with that, I see that and I appreciate that. I like it. Okay, so let me go ahead and apply my setting powder, my lashes, highlight, and all that good stuff off camera, and then I'll come back and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, so this is the finished look. As you can see, the foundation is still here. She looks good. I went ahead and applied the NARS concealer, and then I applied the Fenty Beauty setting powder. Then my lips, I think this was Colourpop. This is from the Karrueche and Colourpop collab, the brown sugar, and this was Dumpling. And then I just did a brown lip liner and popped on my Eylure lashes. So overall, this is a Morphe highlighter. I believe it's Mirage. So overall, I think the foundation looks good. I haven't gone outside and done like a wear test yet. So that'll be interesting to see. But just from seeing it right now, from first impressions, it's been really good. Yeah, like it's matte. I don't have a problem with it. It's in place. I don't feel dry, and it worked well with the other products as well. I feel like some brands make their products so that they can work well with other products, but if you specifically use, like for example, if I only use this foundation and the Morphe concealer and the Morphe setting powder, then it's going to look flawless. But with this, I've used the other products, other brands, so, and I think it still looks good. So that's what I really do like about this. And I can definitely see myself using this, like taking it as like a travel, because it is small enough and it's full coverage, as opposed to I have other full coverage foundations and they're in glass containers, so it's not the best to travel with. But with this being a plastic, kind of easy throw in your makeup bag kind of foundation, I would definitely recommend taking this for trips, or at least trips that you want to wear full coverage foundation. Some people are like, I'm on vacation, I don't need no makeup, it's fine. But no, I really do like this Morphe foundation. And again, they do have the 60 foundation shades, 30 concealer shades, and the 15 setting powder shades. So again, everyone should be able to find something that works for them, or at least something that's close to their shade. I know Morphe is trying to be more inclusive with like other brands, and I think it's just great that all of these brands are now starting to appreciate the diversity of their consumers and really investing in us and kind of paying attention now to more of those consumers who weren't able to find their shades before. And I know this is Morphe's first foundation, so they've kind of taken notes like, okay, but yeah, I do appreciate the diversity in all 60 shades and all that good stuff. So again, this is the Morphe Review foundation, and I like the way she looks. Hopefully you guys like it too. If you have tried this foundation before, leave a comment below. Let me know how you like it. If you guys were interested in this foundation, let me know if you have any more questions. But this is my overall review. And then again, I was the shade 4.8 if anyone is close to my shade color or around the same shade. And yeah, that's going to complete this review. So I will see you guys next video. Bye.